Hi Pisces, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 30th through June 3rd. We do have the new moon in Gemini happening on the 30th. So it's a good time for setting intentions and calling things in. But we're going to see what messages are coming up here for Pisces sun, moon, and rising in the week ahead. You may stumble upon this video a few weeks from now, a few months from now. That's all fine. You're going to catch it whenever you're meant to hear the messages that are in it. Please keep in mind this is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And as always, you may need a private reading. We're going to go ahead and jump right on in here. First card coming up for our Pisces friends is the Two of Pentacles. Now, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And so our poor little Two of Pentacles gets typecast a lot as like a third party situation. And sometimes it can mean that. But if you're new to my channel, welcome. In the weekly forecasts, I want to focus on you and your journey and less about relationships, less about love. Once a month, I do a love reading. Those are linked in the description. So in the weekly forecast, I want to focus on you, your journey, what's going on with you. And the Two of Pentacles is a card that can come up when we might be feeling overwhelmed. There might be a lot going on. We may be trying to do many things at once. And Two of Pentacles reminds us to ground ourselves and to try to not lose the joy of what we're doing or to lose sight of our why. Like, why do we get started on this? Why do we take this on? What does it mean to us? So sometimes it can be something that we're pushing too hard, or we're beginning to lose our joy for something. And this is reminding us to ground ourselves and to just try to focus on what we're doing, to be in the moment, and to try not to lose our sense of fun or try to bring fun into what we're doing, right? Like the Mary Poppins song, "A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down." To try to incorporate some life or passion into what we're doing, or to just try to make it more pleasant. Two of Pentacles also sometimes can come up when we're way too worried or way too focused on how other people are perceiving us or seeing us or looking at us in a situation. We're way too much inside of our head, and we got to get outside of our head. We may be allowing that fear or that worry to start to make us make mistakes or trip up or lose our joy. So this is a card that reminds us to just try to be balanced. Try to focus on what it is that you're doing. Don't worry so much about what's going outside of you, what's going on around you, what somebody is thinking, what somebody is feeling. Don't get distracted with all that. Just focus on the task at hand, and try to focus on the aspects that are pleasant or the aspects that you enjoy, right? And that will make the work or the busyness go by faster and be less stressful, and you're not tripping up all over yourself thinking, oh my gosh, nobody likes me, I'm the worst, and all of those terrible negative thoughts that cause tension or friction or mistakes to happen. So just try to be grounded and try to catch yourself if you're worried about what other people are thinking, and say, I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not a mind reader, and I'm focusing on what needs to be done, one task at a time, and focus on what I like about it. And before I know it, everything will be done, and I'll be caught up, and these tasks will be accomplished, and on to the next thing. Next card coming up here for Pisces is the Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups is happiness and fulfillment in every aspect of our life. And again, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. So Ten of Cups gets typecast as marriage and babies, And that can be the case for some of you if that's something that's in your heart and you really, really want. You may be manifesting that at this time. You may be calling that into your life. You may be manifesting marriage and babies. But the meaning of the Ten of Cups is, as I said, happiness and fulfillment and contentment in every aspect of your life. It's inner peace and satisfaction. And it's like the happily ever after card. And happily ever after is going to be different for different people. For some people, it's marriage and babies. For some people, they don't want that at all. Some people already did marriage and babies, and their babies are grown, and they're like, okay, well, what now, right? So it's whatever your happily ever after is. It's whatever your bliss is. It's a sense of like you're stable, you're comfortable, you're happy, you're fulfilled. And so this might be something that also, because we are in the new moon energy, you might be redefining this for yourself, or you might be figuring out what that is for you. You're like, I don't even know. I don't even know what my happily ever after is. I've been so busy with the grind. I've been so busy with the rat race. I don't even know what my happily ever after is. So some of you may be kind of slowing down and checking in with yourself and doing some self-reflection and figuring that out and reworking some stuff so that you're better aligned with where you're wanting to be or where you're wanting to end up. But overall, the Ten of Cups is a very happy card. It's a very satisfied card. And it's happiness in every aspect of your life. There could also be a little bit of like an awakening happening or breaking out of limited thinking when the Ten of Cups comes up, because sometimes we have this mindset where we're like, well, I can't have everything, right? And yeah, I just have to be happy for what is. And don't get me wrong, we do need to be happy for what is. But like there's this mindset of if I'm happy in one area of my life, well then I just have to accept if all the other areas are crap, or if one or two areas are crap, because I can't have everything. I'll just be happy for the areas that are well. But the Ten of Cups is saying we don't have to pick and choose. We can have happiness in every aspect of our life, in every area of our life. So there could be breaking out of a limited thinking for some of you who maybe have that mindset where you're like, well, you know what? If one or two areas is good, then I guess that's good enough. Well, no, Spirit is saying you don't have to pick and choose, right? You can have happiness and fulfillment in these other areas as well. The next card that's coming up here for Pisces is the Queen of Wands. Now, traditionally speaking, the court cards can be another person coming into a situation. And so sometimes the Queen of Wands could be a fire sign person, a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo coming into the mix. It could be an aspect of yourself. Now, some of you could be dealing with a fire sign person. Some of you can be dealing with somebody who's maybe very exciting or inspiring, or very independent and ambitious and life of the party, and somebody very funny, somebody very attractive, or just very charismatic. Or it could be you stepping into these qualities or characteristics. A lot of the times when the Queen of Wands comes up for me in a reading, because as I said, I like to focus on you and your journey and make it less about other people coming into the situation. A lot of the times when the Queen of Wands comes up for me in a reading, you may be stepping into a time that you're starting to wake up and open your eyes, and you're starting to realize how much other people benefit from having you around. You start to realize how much your gifts and talents and abilities benefit other people, right? If you're somebody who works, you start to realize how much your boss or your company has made a ton of money off of you, right? Or how much other businesses have benefited from like what you've done or what you're doing. It doesn't have to be work related. This could also be in terms of like how much friends or family or people benefit from having you in their life. But you start to see and you start to realize what you're bringing to the table. And you start to realize that what you're getting back, it's not a fair trade. Like you're giving 100, you're getting back 10, 20, right? And you're like, this is nonsense. And you may try to speak up and you may try to balance that out, but you're met with, oh my gosh, I just wish I could do more, but sorry, I can't. Or, you know, like guilting you, like, oh my gosh, please, we'd fall apart without you. We don't know what we would do without you. And they stroke your ego, but they don't bring any real change. They don't, compensate you energetically, financially, to the level that you deserve. It's just stroking your ego, and or they guilt you, like we'd fall apart without you. Sorry, we know we deserve the world. Wish we could do it for you, but we can't. Please, 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 please. We'd fall apart without you, and they guilt you into trying to stay. So it's like stroking your ego, guilting you, but no real change. The Queen of Wands comes up when somebody realizes what they're bringing to the table and they're tired of being stifled, right? It's just kind of like shut up and quit and keep laying the golden eggs, keep laying the golden eggs, you goose. And the Queen of Wands is like tired of that. And so she gets very angry. She gets very fed up. And she's like, this is nonsense. I'm not settling for less anymore. So she sets her sights on what she wants. And because she is angry, because she's fed up, because she knows what she's deserving of, she ends up getting what she's after very quickly. She ends up manifesting it very quickly. And so a lot of you may be coming into this time where you're like, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of nonsense. And I want this fulfillment. I want this happiness. I want to be happy in every area of my life, right? What good is it if I'm doing work that is crushing my spirit, crushing my soul, breaking my back? I'm working around the clock. I don't have any time for friends. I don't have any time for family, or I'm sacrificing my health for like what I'm doing. Like, is that even worth it? No, it's not worth it to sacrifice your health for anything. And so whatever the scenario might be, you're realizing how much you're putting out, and you're realizing what you want, and you're realizing that in this situation, it's not a fair trade. And you're deciding to go for what you want, to get what you want. And as I said, with the Queen of Wands, it ends up happening very quickly because of that anger. So Pisces, you may be feeling a little feisty this week. You may have anger coming to the surface this week. You may feel a little agitated and irritated. This is not negative, okay? There's no such thing as a negative emotion. Emotions help guide us. Emotions help us to figure things out and to understand if something is off, or something isn't good, or something isn't safe. Anger is not a negative emotion. When you feel anger, don't stifle, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be negative, positive, good vibes only, and we push it down and we repress it. That creates blockages. So anger is not negative. It's what we do with the anger, right? The same with fire. You can use fire to do damage and to burn down a village, but you could use fire to keep warm, to disinfect materials, to I was gonna say transmute. Oh my gosh. Alchemy, melting down metals, refining them, making gold, cooking your food, staying warm. You could use it for so many constructive things. And anger is the same. You can use that anger to build, to create. You can use it constructively. Anger is not negative. It's what we do with it that can make it negative or positive. So this is a time of creation, and creation that's being born out of frustration and not being appreciated, not being noticed, not getting credit where credit is due, and just realizing that you're worthy of more. And so I feel, Pisces, like you're going to be calling in a lot of new things into your life, a lot of new experiences, a lot of new ways of doing things. And so when this anger comes up, don't be afraid of it. The next card that's coming up here for Pisces is the Page of Wands. Look at all this fiery energy. Page of Wands, again, traditionally speaking, can be a person coming into the situation, and that would be a youthful or playful, or in some cases immature, fire sign person. But as I said, it could be aspects of ourselves. So Page of Wands can sometimes come in my readings when we're dealing with a source of inspiration, somebody who's like a muse, or somebody who's like a cheerleader. Um, Comes in with a little bit of a caution, however, like not to lose your head, not to allow this fun and zeal and passion to cause us to lose our head, or to take risks that are too big or too far outside of our comfort zone. Like, in all this fun and all this inspired living for the moment energy, somebody's got to keep logic. Somebody's gotta be grounded here. Page of Wands also comes up for me a lot of the times in readings when you might be coming into like a second adolescence, and so you may be in, there's two parts of adolescence. There's the sad little emo gothic part where we lock ourselves up in our room and we listen to sad music and we hate ourselves and we hate the world, right? There's that mood in the adolescence. But there's the other side when we're feeling cute and we're building a self-esteem and we're building an identity and figuring out who we are and what our style is and what we're good at and what we're passionate about, and we have all of these ideas of what we're going to do when we grow up or get out of school, and we have all this ambition and zeal for life. And so the Page of Wands for me is like that end of adolescence. Like, you may be having a second adolescence where you're looking at how you're defining yourself and who you are and how you're expressing yourself. You might be kind of trying out different styles. You may be giving yourself a little bit of a makeover. You may be remembering things that you were passionate about, that you were telling yourself you were going to do, when you finally had freedom and you didn't have to follow everybody else's rules. You may be returning to certain dreams or things that you just kind of forgot or fell by the wayside. You may be just like in the second adolescence of like defining yourself and how you're putting yourself out there and where you fit in. You may be looking around at your friends and going, this isn't me anymore, right? So you may be finding where you fit in, finding what aligns with where you are right now and how you're putting yourself out into the world. There could also sometimes be, I don't want to call it puppy love, but there could be a relationship, or a person that like you feel like a teenager again, like, oh my gosh, I'm in high school again. So there could just be this sense of like a renewed zeal for life, a renewed passion for life, a reinventing, redefining yourself, remembering old goals, ambitions, and dreams. There could sometimes even be a sense of nostalgia for me in my readings when the Page of Wands comes up, not Pentacles, Wands. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign video might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for June are linked in the description. And don't forget, every single day I do a daily message on the channel. So hopefully you all can check those out as well. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Bye, Pisces. Be well, my dears.